In the living room of their home in Accra, Katia Bowers and Damon Smith play a card game with their two children. It's a scene reminiscent of the life they left behind in Florida. The entire family moved to Ghana in 2023, seeking out a country where they felt more at home. Bowers and Smith are two of some 500 members of the global black diaspora who gained Ghanaian citizenship at a ceremony in November last year. She says the experience had more meaning than a typical homecoming.
I am an African woman just because how do we identify who we are? You look at your skin, right? So I didn't need that to tell me that I'm African. Anywhere that I go in the world and someone looks at me, I'm melanated. But my ancestors who wanted to return and come back home, those ancestors who never made it back, their dying wish was to come back to their home, and they never made it. That passport for me is for them.
Bowers says her family was constantly exposed to microaggressions and trauma living in the U.S. From her husband being denied entry to their children's school due to his turban, to constant news about black people being killed by the police. She also worried about her son, Sadiq, who is living with autism.
In America, being a black male with locks, who's very tall for his age, he is treated like a threat. In schools, he's treated, discipline is always the first step in dealing with my son. You're going to get a detention. You're going to get, without exploration. I found out my son was autistic on my, I had to independently explore what was happening and the symptoms and get him tested.
Diaspora citizens are granted Ghanaian citizenship by presidential concession and in partnership with a program called Beyond the Return. It's a follow-up to the country's 2019 Year of the Return, which aimed to connect Ghana with the black diaspora. Videos of the recent citizenship ceremony show men and women of all ages waving Ghanaian flags and cheering. Deja Gordon was one of them. She first visited Ghana in 2015 and moved permanently in 2019, opening up a food truck that sells Jamaican food.
It just feels good to have a connection to an African country as an African American, as a black American, right? Because back in America, we don't have anything to trace our roots to but Africa. And to have that connection here, I feel like, again, I've done something right.
Ghana has granted citizenship to hundreds of people from the black diaspora so far. For many returnees, it's a chance to reconnect with their roots and find belonging in the home of their ancestors. Joy Kiruki Juma, CGTN.